Yo, what is going on, guys? So I'm back again with another how to beat art block video. Now, so this one is pretty straightforward, but this one is massively important, and this can help you because a lot of people don't realize how much they kind of like are lacking in this area. So bam, simple things, use reference. You know, use reference to create your paintings. You know, there's a guy called Sam Does Art, and he's fantastic. He's took over Instagram, he's killing it. He's got a YouTube channel, he's fantastic. Love his work. And a lot of his work is basically just heavy kind of drawings from reference and then stylized in his style. That's what his work is, basically. A lot of his work. He doesn't do much things that aren't from reference, you know? And it's beautiful, quite frankly. A lot of his stuff is just beautiful. He uses the reference so well. He takes all the lighting cues and everything. He applies his own brushes and it looks fantastic. It's got this beautiful kind of Disney vibe to it. You know, very much looks like Tangled or Frozen or something like that. It's beautiful work, beautiful work. But he uses reference, heavy use of reference, you know, and really helps him. So does Ross Tran. And Ross Tran doesn't always use reference, but Ross Tran has been known to use reference quite a lot. Ross Tran's been known to paint over photographs, you know. But I guess you could classify that as reference, but that's a completely different video, and most of my stuff's focused on Procreate, and I do not really recommend painting over photographs in Procreate, but you can. I've seen people have massive success with that, but I'm just saying, me personally, I haven't really delved into that much. But yeah, back to what I was saying though. Reference, all right? So reference is good because it's, you know, it gives you a lot of cues. It gives you a lot of kind of things that you can kind of take in, and you can learn from it at the same time. So you can, you know, use reference as a study, or you can use reference, but we're not talking about studies. We're just talking about making a painting and gathering reference to make that painting. You know, 1, 2, or 3 pieces of reference. You know, for me, I've been doing a few paintings recently of people that I know, right? And I've been using reference to kind of create them, but the photos that they give me are usually taken off a phone. Now, I'm also a photographer. I also work as a photographer, like a real studio certified photographer that, you know, uses, you know, lots of lights and stuff like that, and does studio shoots and does outside portraiture. And if you want to follow me, go check out TJ_behind-the-cam on Instagram. But that's a plug for another time, right? But I have been kind of like receiving these pictures from friends that just aren't that good. They're not professional photography, but you can still, if you kind of ask them for a few extra images, maybe one of a friend, you know, one of the pictures I did like this, you know, this one I did that we're looking at on the screen now, this is from Instagram. It's random, you know, of a girl just stood there, and I kind of used her and I changed the color of her skin, and it was very interesting. But the ones I've been getting from my friends are very much you know, very amateurish, as I've been saying. But if you get a few images, one of the ones I painted was a girl and a dog, and you're gonna see that in another video. And I made a dog into a giant wolf, and I sat her at a bar because the picture she sent me was only half of her body and stuff like that. And I used my creativity to make it work. But when we're talking about using reference, I'm not even talking about having to really change the image too much. I'm talking about the one that on the screen now. Literally the only thing I really changed in the reference picture was the background. You know, I changed it a little bit, made it look a little bit more weird and freaky and fantasy, but other than that is all I did. And I changed the girl's skin tone, and I also changed whatever was written on her hoodie to something else. But that was it for the most part. The folds, everything, you know, her pose, everything was kind of like from the reference, you know, and it just made for a really good painting. And as I said, there's a bunch of guys that have huge followings that are doing this stuff now, because with art there is no cheating. I think that's been a taboo for years. The only cheating is if you're just ripping other people's work. You know, you're painting over people's work and you're copying people's original drawings. I think that's cheating. Photography does not classify it as a drawing because it's taken from life. But if you're ripping people's drawings, like you're just drawing people's drawings, you could classify that as cheating. But a lot of people classify that as studying, especially if you're not very good. If you're just starting out, if you're a professional that's getting paid, there's no reason that you should be copying other people's drawings. There just isn't, right? But if you're an amateur, you know, a student or something like that, you can do what you want. 100% you can do whatever you want. So that's kind of how I would look at that. But yeah, final point is using reference can really open up kind of like your mind. It gives you different creative pathways, and also can give you a concept to just start your painting. You might not want to paint at all, and using reference kind of gets you into a state of, oh, I'm going to paint something. you know, and I'm going to do it this way. And you start thinking about ways to execute it, and it kind of holds your hand a little bit, because you don't have to do all the math that you would have had to do if you drew this from scratch. And that's how you have to look at it. It helps the process, and it also speeds up the process. And when I say using reference, I don't mean trying to make a hyper realistic painting, but hey, if that's what you're into, that's not a problem. Just use the reference, let it guide you, let it help you, make some alterations, make it your own, you know. And you don't even have to do that, you know, but most of the time, if you make it your own, then you've got a piece of artwork that represents you, where you also sourced a piece of reference, and now you have this thing that you made because of, you know, you gathered your own energies to make this thing. And that's how you have to look at it. It's not a negative thing, it's a positive thing. So I would say most people should be using reference anyway. If you're going to do any kind of daily sketches or anything like that, using reference will help, because you don't have to super generate ideas every day, you know. And that's personally something that I've started to do. It's just gather images of girls and stuff like that I can paint, because I want to paint more girls. That's another thing. I want to paint basically a girl every single day, and I want to kind of have a daily painting every day on Instagram. I haven't hit that goal yet, and there was a time in my life when I did, but I'm older now. I'm a father. I'm busy. I'm doing this and that. I've got multiple jobs and multiple streams of income. So for me, it's not all just drawing, but a lot of it is drawing. And then in between client work, it's hard to do, but hey, we make it work. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. This has been the video. I really appreciate everything from you guys. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the, you know, just the views in general. I appreciate everything. I appreciate everything that you guys give me. Even if a video gets 10-20 views, I appreciate it, because you guys watched, you know. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.